and I asked about quo warranto. Now, quo warranto is an old read, and Obama's supporters were saying they will never hear it because it's an old read. But he said, no, we'll hear it. If 4 out of 9 justices wants to hear it, we will hear, and then if 5 out of 9 vote for it, you get a judgment. Yes, we will hear it. Another thing that was interesting is that Obama's supporters were saying the Supreme Court will never hear this issue because it's a political question. And Justice Scalia did not state that. As a matter of fact, right after me, another attorney asked a question about taxing the internet commerce. And in that case, Justice Scalia told him, well, this is a political question. This is something that you need to bring with your legislature. So it was very clear, this is not a political question. This is not an old read. They would hear it. So again, I was at a loss. So why didn't they hear my case? Moreover, they were saying that they choose cases by importance. And I remember listening to the radio at the same time, and they announced that when my case, they decided not to hear my case on the merits, they decided to hear another case that dealt with the rights of smokers of light cigarettes to sue the tobacco industry. That was the most important issue Supreme Court had, not legitimacy of the president, believe it or not. So right after the lecture, there was a book signing. So I went ahead and I bought 2 books, just to be on the safe side, that I have enough time. And I was telling everybody, oh, please go ahead, I'll be at the end of the line. So I was on the field another hour or 2, I don't remember, but I wanted to be at the end. I just want to make sure that he is not rushed, that he has time to answer my questions. So as I was giving him the books, one after another, please sign, please sign. I said, well, by the way, I did bring this case, Lightfoot v. Bowen. Why wasn't this case heard on the merits? What was it? And he had no answer. He had a bewildered look on his face, and he kept saying, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember. He had absolutely no clue what I was talking about. And I realized something is very wrong. Something wrong in the Kingdom of Denmark, in this case probably in the United States of America. There is no way a justice of the Supreme Court would not remember a word about a case dealing with legitimacy of the President of the United States. Something is very wrong. How could 9 justices discuss this case, discuss the merits of the case, and he remembers nothing? So I left with him the information about the case, and I also left a dossier. By that time, I've done a lot of research because I saw that a lot of things didn't make sense, and I've been working with somebody who is an investigator, has 20 years in Scotland Yard and about 15 years here, and we uncovered that in national databases, they have, at that time we had 100, but now we have 140 addresses for Barack Hussein Obama, Barry Obama, Michelle Obama, and by now we have 39 different social security numbers for Barack Hussein Obama. And nobody, this lengthy campaign, over a year, nobody has ever seen or heard of anybody else with the same name, Barack Hussein Obama. We live in a Christian country. How many Barack Hussein Obamas do you think are in this country? No one has seen or heard of any other Barack Hussein Obama. 39 social security numbers. What else was extremely troubling to me, that the number that he used most common, and I believe it starts with 04268, is a number that was issued in the state of Connecticut, and he never lived in Connecticut. And it shows that the holder of this social security number was born in 1890, meaning he's 119 years old. Well, if he's 119 years old, then I have, a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. So we've got an extremely serious problem. We have somebody sitting in the White House. We have no clue who this guy is. Multiple social security numbers. Also, I provided information about this campaign of intimidation. By that time, I had about 100 people that signed up as my plaintiffs. Now I have nearly 200. And one of them was an officer of U.S. Army, Scott Easterling, and issued a statement. Barack Hussein Obama is not my president and not my commander-in-chief until he provides proof of his eligibility. And right away, there was a concerted attack to smear this man's name. His name, my name. And people that are staunch Obama supporters, in my opinion, just mentally disturbed. I mean, this man has been risking his life for this country, and this scum was denigrating him, was trying to show him as a racist, as somebody who is vile, rude, somebody who is anti-women, anti-blacks, and there isn't a word of truth there. They denigrated my character. They created some kind of a porn site where they changed my name and they tried to redirect traffic there. My websites were hacked and destroyed several times. Somebody changed the email address that was connected to my PayPal so that I could get donations. Just recently, I spent several hours giving an interview to a reporter from Orange County Weekly. And as a matter of fact, by now I've given something like 230 interviews all over the world, not just here, but all over the world. And, you know, some of these people, you just feel you're talking to the wall. I spent time, I've given all the information. Of course, he twisted anything and everything. And what did he do? He published an article saying art on the web, art about Orly Taitz. And I think his top choice for the art was a painting that, in my opinion, definitely was done by somebody who is in need of psychiatric treatment. But this person has created a painting where he has depicted me nude, given birth, holding a placenta full with blood, and saying Bertha Orly Taitz. I mean, these are the supporters. And I have a family, I have 3 children, but, you know, you have nobody to talk to. You know, I did contact some of the media outlets. You have nobody to talk to. You don't have normal people there. They have no idea, no concept of human decency. That's what they're doing to people that are trying to bring the truth forward. So I had about 7 dossiers where I had statements showing numerous social security numbers. Social security number of the deceased person used according to national databases by Barack Hussein Obama. I obtained